Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Sorry we're a little late. Also, sorry, not sorry that we're starting with me for a nice little change of pace. Hi. Just waiting a little while for people to join, to hop on in the chat. Also, I'll be quite honest. I'm still getting used to Restream. Like before, we're using a program called StreamYard, but we recently switched to Restream. It's a nice program, but still getting kind of used to it. Hey, hey, Chad. Glad you're here. All right. We got the one and only Chad Benz in the house. That means it is time for us to officially start. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to, drumroll please, the Melanated Council. We stream every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and wherever you are in the world, if you see us and we are live, then that is when we stream. As always, thank you for watching. Oh, no, that's the wrong ticker. we gotta actually create a new one. I could do that right now. Like, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Add start. Yes. Look at me just winning at Restream.io. I am just kicking butt on this program. Kidding. This is man new. I haven't really had the chance to really look at stuff here. They have some interesting I like these overlays from the thumbnails. They look kind of ugly, but let's play with it. Why not? Yeah, no, thank you. This one looks kind of mild. Yeah, that's cute. I don't know if the overlay is only for my screen or if it's going to be for all the other screens, but yeah. Sorry, I was getting a little distracted. Oh, I hope not. I mean, I could see myself, but I mean, if you can't see me, then that's okay. That's good. That's good because this is my first time just starting. I press this one button to enter. I'm like, I hope this enters into the right stream. It looks like it. Ron said that he set it up. Ron and Toby will be coming on a little bit later. So yes, do the classic, turn it off and turn it back on. I guess in more modern times, jump out and jump back in. Jump in, jump out, turn yourself about. Yeah. No, it has. It has been a minute, Chad. Funny enough, I know that you're with your fiance for Valentine's Day. I saw that you cooked those steaks. They look good. But yeah, our Valentine's Day stream was about organization, and I felt like we kind of failed that. It took us so long to actually get to the point. But yeah, of course, we're always trying. We're always doing something new. Yay! You see me? I'm wearing a gray shirt. I'm not looking too exciting, but you see me. That's great. That's great. Awesome. Yeah, the trusty turn it off, turn it back on works almost every time. Works almost every time. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Yeah, how was y'all's weekends? How was y'all's week? How's y'all's future? The Melanated Council and ADD. Ha! Wow, that was right there. Yeah. That's funny. TM CAD. But yeah, um, as always, we usually start by just chatting out, just talking about how our weeks, our weekends, how life has been since we last seen each other. So trying to think like of what, if anything interesting happened. Um, my friend has been, doing like brunch at his place lately. So I went to his place on Sunday. It was my first time going. It was actually really good. He loves to like cook and like host. Like usually when I have like my Halloween parties or just like, like parties in general, I usually invite him and he usually likes to, he brings like his own like propane like grill, like just like a flat like griddle. So like he'd make hamburgers, tacos, things like that. So yeah, so he had that at his house. Did you all have a good President's Day? I did. I had the day off from works, which was nice. Um, this is actually the first job I've ever had where we actually have President's Day off, so it's actually kind of cool. Like we had Martin Luther King Day off too, so it's been like a nice transition from like all the holidays from the end of 2022. So it's like a nice way to kind of ease back in to just the everyday work life. Personally, if I had it my day, there should be like a day off of some kind every month because I don't think we're going to have any in March. It's nothing in April. Like in Jamaica, they recognize Easter Monday. So a lot of, I think like companies and schools recognize Easter Monday, which is pretty cool, but we don't here. So, you can argue which country is more Christian. And then May, we have Memorial Day in May. June, nothing. I feel like we should have Flag Day. No, we have Juneteenth. What am I talking about? So we do get Juneteenth off, which is really cool. Um, July, of course, 4th of July. August, nothing. But I usually take a day off in August because that's when my birthday is. St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Think we should have that day off? I feel like we should have the day after St. Patrick's Day off. I did the Valentine's date night for real over the weekend. This is cool Italian place most of the night. Ooh, that sounds muy romantic. Muy romantico. Oh, hey, Gil. It's good to see you. How was your week? How was your weekend? How was your Valentine's Day if you celebrate? Mm. Yeah. No, like there should at least be one day out of the month. Because like when you think about it, you go to school, you go to grade school, you get so many days off. And then you have like the 2, 3 months off. And then you go into college and you have days off. You have a good amount of days off. Sometimes depending on how your classes are set up, you might have like every Friday off. Like I had that my senior year, was nice. And then you jump right into the work world and you're just working constantly. Like it sucks. Like if like the only time you're lucky is if, you know, between jobs, like if you got a better job and it's like, oh, you can start in 3 weeks. It's like, what? I get 3 weeks. Oh my God. That's like the best case ever. That's like the world's best case. Yeah. All the people All the people are here. Like the day after Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. Revenge of the Sixth. Oh no, it's Revenge of the because May the 4th be with you, and then Revenge of the 5th. There should be a Revenge of the 6th too. Yeah, what did I do? Well, I was here Valentine's Day. I had therapy. I always have therapy on Tuesdays. So I had a hot date with my therapist. Can't remember what we talked about. Like I saw him earlier today. It was a really good session. And it got really deep, which was nice. Shared a whole lot of stuff about, certain things about my past. But it was nice. Yes. No. But I hung out with the guy that I'm seeing like the night before. Like he couldn't hang out Valentine's Day because I'm here. I mean, I could have like pulled a Toby and just had him in the background cooking and doing things. But I feel like that would have been a little distracting. That's just me. Anyways, good news. You don't have to just be looking at me right now because I am going to introduce you or bring a person onto the stage. You know this person. This person is a man. I'm not even going to try to, make the gender like ambiguous because I am the only woman on this podcast. So, and you know that I'm here, so that rules that out. So, this gentleman is just crazy enough to eat your house out. This man is just crazy enough to eat your house out and steal your girl at the same time because he just got it like that. I don't know what to tell you. Like, some people got it like that, other people don't. He will just come over, eat your dinner, eat your girl's dinner, eat the uncooked dinner, eat the leftovers from 2 months ago, and still, just smooth talk your girl. Like, she will witness all of this too. She'll witness this, like, what is this man? But I'm strangely into this because he just has a way with food, and he just has a way with words. So, coming to the stage is the one, the only Toby.
Hey, amazing as always. Also, I hope I'm not like really lagging because there where things would cut out. But hopefully my computer is cooperating.
Yeah.
So
right now it's
yeah.
good. Oh no, now it's kind of lagging. I probably spoke too soon. Yeah, you're lagging. Oh no. Like as soon as that I don't know that email sound came on, I was just like, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah. No, Toby, you're lagging. No, we can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking. But yeah, chat. Like I think that's a phrase, right? Like eat out your house. It just means like you just eat everything out of your house. Like it's not anything sexual at all. It's just someone's hungry and they'll just eat all the food. Eat your girl's dinner. You eat everyone's dinner. Eat your girl. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's the phrase. I think that's the phrase. Okay. So it's like, I'm pretty sure I've heard something like that. Eat out of house and home. Eat from the backyard. just just eat out all the vegetation. Just just eat it all out. Toby, I don't know if you're talking. I don't know. His name Toby's consistently inconsistent. Oh no. Oh man. Yeah. I guess he's got another house to eat out. Of house and home. So, anyways, yeah, what else has been going on with me? Well, in the meantime, let me introduce the topic. Since this month, our main overarching topic is like, just leveling up, trying to get, better, maybe like increasing, like, just trying to become the person that like you see yourself being rather than, just getting to the next level. So one of the things is actually like this name, Ron came up with the name of this title, being consistent at staying consistent, because, just staying on track is, of course, like incredibly difficult. And, trying to get to the next phase or level in your life, you really have to, like, you don't really know when you're there. It just sort of happens. And it's very easy to kind of like slink back into where you were before. So that's essentially what the topic is. Yeah. Staying consistent is consistently hard. Very, very. It is very hard. Like I have been slacking like to the utmost degree in working out this month. Um like because like my training is like, different. And so I'm trying to keep myself accountable more because I kind of have to. I've just been like it's just been bad. It's like, I'll be like half-assing things because I'm just doing things for myself. And I'm like, no, I can't just cheat myself out of the workout because because it's just me. Fortunately, I've been, like overall, I've been, trying to work out and exercise more than, before I was seeing my trainer. So that's a plus. And I guess, it's something I do have to like think about. But, now that my body's like at a place where it's comfortable, I could totally see myself just like being whatever and lackadaisical about things, just being like, like my thighs still look amazing. I don't have to work out today. Saying, people are still complimenting me. I don't have to work out. Like, that kind of crap would definitely get to my head. I know myself. Myself is an egotistical asshole, it sounds like. Why are you like that, self? But yeah, but it's very easy. Like, but my biggest fear, well, not my biggest fears, I have bigger fears than this. But one of my bigger fears is, going back to how I was. Like, I've mentioned this, several times. Like, I used to be like 30, 35 pounds heavier. And like when I look at pictures of myself back then, it's not so much like the size, it was just like how I was feeling on the inside more so. Cause I feel like once I lost the weight, I kind of like developed a newer, happier identity. So I don't really want to go back to my sad self. It's it's not cool. Yeah. No, but yeah, staying consistent is really hard. Use a paper target. Your confidence gets you through. Yeah. True, true, true. No, I definitely feel papery. My ego is definitely made out of paper. You hit the nail on the head, Chad. That's hella accurate. Oh man. Yeah. Hey! Hey Mish. Pride Heart L, Pride Heart R. I like that Pride Heart L. Probably should make that one of my name one of these months. Pride Heart L. Just like paint it rainbow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Look who's Bizak.
Oh, that went on much quicker than I thought.
Yeah. No, I was getting nervous. I was just all by myself here. Like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like in terms of like, because I was like, okay, my computer, I'm just gonna keep it hibernated. Well, it died basically, and then I was like, okay, turn it back on. And as soon as I unlock it, it came back here. I thought it was possibly gonna have been restarted. I thought I was gonna have to like refresh the tab. So the fact that I came on and immediately I was in the backstage, I was like, oh, yikes. So I was like, it's a good thing. Not that like I was gonna be like indecent or something, but I was like, dang, I didn't expect that you were gonna even see me in the backstage that quickly. So props to my
Oh.
for like I guess being good at putting me back where I left off. And my computer is at 10% because basically it was dying, and when it dies and is trying to charge at the same time, it just lags horrifically for some reason. Or maybe with StreamYard, I don't know. But now we're going up, so let's just hope I keep going up. And
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I remember when you would charge your laptop, like it would start to get all wonky.
Yeah, and for the past like weeks or even month, like I basically just kept my computer here. So if I ever went to my office, I would always keep my personal computer here and plugged in. But today, I took it with me. I didn't end up using it, but I took it with me to my office thinking I could do some other stuff, and then I didn't even use it. And then here we are. It decided to drain in my backpack, and the rest is history. But it's all good. But I was trying to listen a bit. You know, you're talking about someone might compliment your thighs, and you let things go to your like it might go to your head. And some maybe I've summarized incorrectly.
No, that is correct. Like, you know, like I don't know. I don't know if it's like the Leo in me. Like I'm Leo's sun and moon. So I do like the compliments. I can't deny that. But you know, but it's like it's not good when like when I just stop because yeah, like because I've been there. I've gained weight, lost weight, gained it again, and this time I'm like I lost it. Now I'm like okay, I know better now. Let me not, let me not just like run on like I don't know, just vibes. So I gotta work hard. Flammable kind of paper goes the flammable kind. Yes. Just normal white printer paper. Just the ideology. Yeah, I don't know why the emojis can't display. Like, it's not even that hard of a thing. That is not hard of it.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, man. Somebody who I don't know who works at Restream.io, but like, I'm gonna put in a complaint. I have some words to say.
Crap, where is my phone going?
It's like, whatever. Rock, you look nicer than me when I know. That's how it is sometimes, though. Like, I don't know if I told you guys this story, but I think so. Like on New Year's Eve, like me and my friends went downtown, like downtown Fort Lauderdale, and yeah, no, I like your red jacket too, Toby.
Oh, thank you. I actually had to thinking of it. I was like, crap, I forgot to take this off just from like running in.
Mhm.
Kind of like my go-to. It's a rain jacket, nice and light. And it can work as a style choice too. So
No, true, true. No, it looks nice. It looks really nice.
thank you.
No, I got
Of
no,
you.
yeah. No one can stop me. I'm all the way. Oh. Yeah, no, guys don't get compliments often. Like, we need to compliment men more often.
Hey.
But yeah, like, so I don't know what exactly I said to my friend on New Year's Eve. It was like my guy friend. And, he's like big scruffy beard, you know, he's just, he's like a white guy. And, he's not bad looking, but like I forget what I said, but like, I guess I said something about like my looks. And he was like, "Well, at least you're prettier than me." And I was like, I don't know about that. Like, jokingly. Like, of course I'm prettier than he. I'm kidding. But like, I am. And so like he decided to like play a joke with people. He loves to like just, mess around. So he would like, grab me around the shoulders and like ask random people because downtown it's like New Year's Eve, so there's a ton of people. He would like, "Who's prettier, her or me?" And yeah, I think I told you all the story. Like some people were like, like one or two people joked around and were like, "You're prettier, man." I was like, "Yeah, you see, I told you." But like most people were just like, "Oh yeah," like one girl said like, "Oh, she's hot as fuck." I was like, "This random chick just thinks I'm hot as fuck." Like that's crazy. But it's like it was like a massive ego boost. I'm not gonna lie, because you don't know what people are thinking about you, like in terms of your looks.
True.
Sometimes I just think I'm just out in this world, not really existing. Like no one can see me, but
Mm,
I guess I'm a participating member of society.
an active general body member.
Yes. But yeah, enough about me. Toby, how are you doing? How's life?
Good. It's been good. Yeah, because I don't think I've given like a super proper update. Well, actually, no, because last week was Valentine's Day, right? And I mentioned that I had a really productive day that day. So I worked on Friday. Like I started a bit late, but like I was able to get basically stuff done that it wasn't like a hard deadline. In fact, we were ahead, but I was already like feeling like I've been behind, so I was like, I got to push through this. Even though we didn't technically have to get this done for like maybe 2 more weeks or 1 more week, I got like a really big breakthrough that I've been working on with my coworker. Tested it, saw that it pretty much worked, and then I was able to schedule a demo yesterday for today. So this morning, like close to noon, um, we showed it off to the guy, I guess like the sponsor, the guy who was interested in this effort. And so I was like, hey, and so I mean, he really liked it. And another guy who was also not really the sponsor, but kind of like an up there guy who's interested in the work that we're doing. I guess he's a user of it in a way. So it was really good just to like show off the work and be like, hey, this is good, because it felt very hopeless for a while. I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to take a crack at this. Someone else's code that doesn't work at the company. Gotta love that. Comments might exist. Documentation may or may not exist. So it's like, oh gosh, I have to like pour through hundreds of lines of code of someone else's stuff, blah, blah, blah. But thankfully it actually worked out fine. Because again, it was looking really shaky for some time. I was like, I don't even know if I'm just gonna get this done. Loki was kind of avoiding it, but then I kind of got a little more serious definitely the last few weeks, but even like a month ago, I was like, okay, I really do have to like get this together. So today was great, and just overall between last Tuesday, that's actually crazy. It was last Tuesday to this Monday that I felt like I got like the most stuff done for this. And even though I've technically had access to this work since, I don't know, sometime in January or even December, but it'd be like that sometimes. So work-wise, things are good. I had a lot of like, I guess you could say health appointments pre-existing, so nothing like emergency, just like physical. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I think I had my behavioral psychiatry appointment last week, which I hadn't had since August.
Oh, okay.
That's where I get my meds, because I haven't been taking my meds, so I haven't really needed a refill. But also my appointment got canceled. My appointment got canceled in December by the provider. So it was like, okay, I don't actually have, we haven't checked in. And then I started the therapy, which I had mentioned before a few times in September.
Right.
And that was very consistent just because of scheduling conflicts and stuff and holidays. But now it's been more consistent. So we met, I think, 2 weeks ago, and then we'll be meeting again Friday. I think before that we met 3 weeks before. So like we're actually having a rhythm. And we're basically booked all the way through March, which is really good. And I'm also meeting with my behavioral psychiatrist. She was like, because basically, she kind of got on me for a few things. One of which was like, I haven't been taking the medicine, so there's no real data to sort of show like how does this affect me. Because my mindset was, oh, I don't want to take it if I don't feel like I can use it effectively. Like I don't want to just take it and feel like I'm wasting it. Because there were times where I used to take Concerta when I first got it prescribed. This was like June of 2021. So shortly after we actually started streaming. No, that's a year later, but still, it was kind of in the thick of the pandemic or coming out of it, and I needed a lot of help with a lot of stuff. So I would take the Concerta, and it was good at first, but then some days I would take it, and I just feel like, well, I just feel drugged, and I'm not productive because I didn't mentally feel like doing anything.
Oh my God.
So I would sometimes only feel like, there's no point of taking this if I'm not going to mentally be in a space where I can do the work, which is kind of like almost a catch-22 because it's like what's going to force me to get into that space. But, my nurse practitioner was kind of saying like, I really think for you, you should really take it every day. I would recommend even on the weekends, take it every day. I think you might have even like good long-term effects if you take it every day, where certain things, maybe certain characteristics, certain behaviors that maybe you just never thought twice of could be because of the ADHD. So take the meds. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll take these meds. Because I took the meds maybe once last week on Monday. And then again, I take them so infrequently I can remember, or I can say like it was this one day. Before that, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 weeks. So thankfully, and this is like the first in a while that I've been like this consistent, but since Friday, which I guess was also the day that I kind of went crazy and got all that work done until 11 p.m. And I took the meds like in the maybe around 5 or 4 p.m. because I got a late start. But I did, and then Saturday I think I took them. Sunday I took it at 7 p.m. I was like, there's never even a point of taking it this late. But I was like, we're just gonna take it so I can take it. Because I was cooking and I just lost track of time Sunday. So I've been taking the meds every day. So that's nice. And that actually is why like I alluded to our group of like consistency works really well for the topic, because consistency was a huge thing that came up when it with my behavioral psychiatrist. And then I think yeah, I mean I've been like things have been good. I would say like overall I've been trying to sort of find time to I did meet with someone who I hadn't seen in like 3 years. Like I met one friend, like, a girl out of the club, whatever. We talked, danced. And then this was actually around Valentine's Day of 2020. It was that weekend. So it was like a Sunday. We chatted, exchanged numbers, talked a little bit, but we didn't really, COVID hit shortly after and just life was life. So, we remained friends or whatever, but we didn't see each other all the time. That girl I hadn't seen for a while. And then all of a sudden I saw her like end of last year and beginning of this year at a mutual friend's like house thing that game night / just like birthday party type stuff. So I saw this one friend, and then her other friend, and I'm not trying to use names here, but like her other friend that like we've been friends on Snapchat, whatever, but we don't, we only chat every now and then. We actually kind of like got a little closer recently because I was like, hey, it would be cool to hang out more. I'm leaving Boston soon. And I think it's because I mentioned I might be moving and she's not from here either. So she was like, oh, wait, you're moving? I might be going back home to blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, really? So we were chatting about that. And I was like, hey, let me actually text you because I don't have your number. I only have you on Snap. So we got each other's contact. That was probably like end of last year, literally just a few months ago. So I was like, when I come back to Boston, we should definitely find a time to like hang out. But it's just been busy and crazy. So now I'm like actually kind of like putting people on the calendar. So we did have this scheduled for a few weeks to meet up on Saturday. And I was like, yes, scheduling the times. This is great. I can actually be like, we're going to meet on this day and try to do this. Because sometimes you just don't feel like it. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to go out. I don't know if I want to see this person. Not because of anything wrong with them, but just it's, energy just isn't always there. I want to stay in and do nothing, or just whatever. But I'm like, this is something I talked with my therapist about. So not my psychiatrist, but my actual therapist, was that I'm trying to be more consistent. Not even consistent, but I'm trying to like make plans both for all the moving stuff, but also for social stuff and kind of like wrapping up. Because if I don't make these plans, things just won't happen. And sometimes I just feel too like,
Right.
but I've been feeling less overwhelmed, and mostly I've been feeling less overwhelmed. I've been like able to kind of just find time to see people, communicate with people, and just sort of like balance everything somehow. And it feels like it's going pretty decently. So meeting up with that one friend was really cool on Sunday because I hadn't seen her literally since like one of the times that I saw my other friend, the girl who I actually was talking to a little bit. So being able to like catch up and like kind of be intentional was like really nice. And there's other people I definitely need to be more intentional. That reminds me, I'm gonna make a note. I need to message someone to check in on them because I haven't seen that person since like Halloween. And we got pretty close, but like, just life and everything was busy. But I need to check in on her because I also heard that she was going through some stuff. So I think that it's kind of nice that my updates are very relevant to this topic because I'm like, I think there is a lot of a lot of things are around consistency. It's not perfect. I haven't been consistent with writing stuff down all the time or looking at everything, but I am trying to be better at different things. And I think just some of those little wins gives you more energy and motivation to do more things, right? And I know, Gil, you've talked about this. I've seen you talk about Al, where it's kind of like the whole motivation myth. Like, it's really not a thing. Like, you just kind of have to do the thing, and then that helps. But like, trying to find that magic motivation to do the thing is difficult. But I don't know. Like, the snowball effect has definitely been kind of real lately. And so I feel like I've been productive. I feel like I've been like somewhat, fulfilled, quote unquote. Like, I feel like I've been able to sort of feel like a little bit more on top of certain things. Even today, I was pretty productive after the work stuff. I got some other errands. There are things that have been like just dragging, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. And some of the things I've just needed to like cut and be like, okay, I need to address this. So I had to talk to my bank and PayPal and a whole bunch of people about some recurring transaction nonsense. And thankfully I was able to get some of it resolved. Like a freaking recurring payment that's happened like 4 times since 2020. And I've been trying to like get this resolved, and it has not been resolved for like a year now, or almost a year now. So one part of that was resolved. We'll see if the other 2 parts hold up, if Discover will file this dispute on my behalf. But PayPal was nice enough to give me the first charge back. And that was just an annoying thing. I don't even want to go too much into it. Just suffices to say, an organization I was a member of did not have any record of me making like the last 3 payments. And I was like, well, that's not good because those payments came out of my bank account / credit card. And I had no idea that this was a thing until like last year. And so after getting charged on January, aka like a month ago, exactly, it was like 21st or 22nd of last month, I was like, no, we're not doing this again. So I've been kind of I've been trying to take care of it, messaging some people about it. But today I was like, no, we're just going to go straight to the source. I'm talking to PayPal, I'm talking to my bank, and that got some partial closure. So I feel like a lot more like motivated to take care of the things that have been dragging. And I feel like I've been taking care of those things a bit more over time, even over the past month or so. Like I mentioned something maybe about about like a collections bill from an apartment I never moved into. And they were basically putting the electricity charge for the utilities. Again, I never moved in, but I put my name on the account. And so that's been in collections since, I don't know, sometime in the fall, maybe even August, they started it. And I was like, I'm not paying this. I don't care if it's like $49. I'm not paying this on principle. But I got to the point where I was like, maybe I will pay it and then just get some, reimbursement later. But I was able to like talk to a bunch of people, the collection agency, National Grid, the utility place, and the past that apartment complex that I never even moved into. And finally, it does seem like they were able to file some kind of disputes that essentially the apartment complex admitted that I never moved in there and I should not be liable for those charges. So I don't know if that got resolved, but that was like 2 weeks ago or so when I think, or maybe 3 weeks ago since all that was filed. But I just felt like, man, these things that have been dragging for months and have just felt like a forever wait are kind of lifting. And now, like, when new things come up, it doesn't feel as much of a crisis because I'm starting to like clear this backlog that has been built up for a very long time.
Totally.
So,
Rocky asked you a question.
oh, sorry, I've like not been.
No, that's cool.
Are there any things that you find easy to do or don't have any trouble following through on normally? Well, coming on the TMC on Tuesday as well. Let me not say that, but I mean, it's kind of like the gimmick answer. It is kind of a half joke though, because my parents and my sister at one point did say like, yeah, you do seem to have some things that you can like make more of a priority, or some things that you're more intentional about, like your live stream. I feel like a year ago my sister said it, and this past holiday my parents said it. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say if there's something that I've been like super.
Would work be considered one?
Well, I mean, I'm still here, I guess. But like, it's like my job is so like weird, where it's like for a week, like you could kind of go without even talking to anyone, depending on the project you're doing. So like, I've kind of gotten very bad habits where it's like I could be waking up whenever, like doing the work whenever, or if the work is kind of on hold, but I'm still like on the project. Okay, I'm basically taskless, and it's not good because I should still be engaged with something. Or if someone needs to email and message me, I should be like on. But oftentimes I'm just not. So I feel like even with work, it's been very difficult. And that's one thing that like, it's not perfect. That's actually a very big thing to still work on. But I have had better, success at least being somewhat more engaged with work, but it's not consistent, I would say. Like, I'm definitely not up at 9 or 10 or whatever. Usually, unless like even my meeting today was 11:30. I like probably was up at some point in the 8 a.m. range. Definitely went back to sleep. Remember waking up, it was like 10:15. Jumped awake, I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, it's 10:15. Meeting's not till 11:30. Definitely went back to sleep again. I think when I woke up for good, it was like 11:06. So I was like, okay, that's not good, because I had to demo something, but I already had my computer like plugged in and on. So I knew I just had to like unlock my computer. But still, I was like, that's not good, because I shouldn't have been cutting it that close. So unfortunately, work is not really a good example.
Okay.
Social things, I mean, I don't show up early, but like I do try to support some things on a regular basis. Like tomorrow, there's something happening after work, a network after work type of thing, and sometimes I'll go to those. I don't go to every concert, but I did start kind of making it a habit to like go to more. And actually, starting tomorrow, I'm finally getting back on my concert grind after like 3 months of not. Yeah, I think November was the last time. So like, there's a lot of things I wish I could say I was more consistent about, eating healthy, cooking, talking to my family, down the line. But it's, something that trying to work on at least a bit more. I'm guessing one of the reasons why you mentioned the question is because you want to kind of chain events together, right? Where like if you're consistent on something, you can attach other things to it. And you want to like basically you want to like create more habits by like linking them to habits you already have. Like I've heard of that kind of idea. And I'm gonna check the chat for some other stuff too, because I really got like in my own brain and missed a whole lot of things going on. Since I think some of the positivity in the chat. Chat, someone call me an ugly bastard, please. Okay, so this chat is great. You all are fantastic, wonderful people, but we have another special person that has to join because you know what fun is a duo when you could be a trio instead. So, um, right now we have someone who I feel like is just the epitome of hold it down. Like they do every role, every single role that you can imagine. Like again, if you watch All American, basically doing what Coach Baker does. You're a principal, you're a coach, you're a father, you're basically stepfather. You're everything. Like you're doing every imaginable role. You're fighting ninjas and people in multiverse shadows. I don't even know how you're able to be just on and off like that. I respect it so much. Even when we started the stream, even if he couldn't physically be on, he would still be there managing things in the background, which is how you know he is the epitome of a selfless person. He always has interesting stories, but he's also not afraid to, very, very, very wholesome Christian brother, but he's not afraid to fire the shots when the shots need to be fired, not afraid to pull out fists or something else if you're going to talk crazy, particularly about his family. And so this guy, I just have so much respect for how he does everything he does and still is here to entertain us with his wit and everything else. The lovely, fantastic Ron.
Yo, okay.
You see, it's different when you're introduced.
Yes, it's crazy. I love it. I love it. I was nonstop smiling, like, okay, yeah, because as Toby has mentioned, like, yeah, I will go Fist of Fury on you, or we're gonna go Guns a Blazing, whichever one works for you. I'm all for it.
Ron.
I love it. I love it. I love it here. I love it here. So, oh my gosh. There's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's going on. I just lost I lost a really, really good friend not too long ago. He's my neighbor's brother, and known this guy since I'm here to Michigan, to Three Rivers to be exact. And so, hey, salute. There we go. And yeah, his death was very untimely. Yeah, when the hype man gets hyped up, whoop, whoop, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But yeah, but yeah, you guys, I was dealing with that. I was over at my neighbor's house. We were talking, and just having a real deep, raw conversation. He was doing more so of the talking. I was doing more so the listening. But I did tell him one thing before I left was, and I just gave him the little words of encouragement and left off with a statement. I was like, just don't respond now. Just meditate on it, and then we'll talk about it at a later time because he's still grieving, meditating. Um, Family is still grieving and meditating. Like a lot of people that's connected to him still grieving and meditating. Like, man, this really just happened. So it's it's an interesting journey, nonetheless. Very interesting journey. Very interesting. Like I said, it was untimely, but you know, I'm here with you guys because of the fact I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do. Trust me, I do because again, like I said, my neighbor, I treat him as my brother. So his brother, I treat him as my brother. So it's just one of those things where it's like we hated that it happened, but it did. But we're just coming together and just holding each other up because it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But other than that, um, on a more so a happier note, and especially since I don't, you guys already introduced the topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in conjunction of being consistent and being how to stay consistent with being consistent, a lot has actually been going fairly well. And the one thing I can say is, and then I kind of echo what Tony was saying earlier about showing up pretty much every Tuesday, really. It's just allowing that to keep growing and to keep um lead, leading and guiding me to other avenues and other areas where I can become a little bit more consistent in. I know that the one thing the missus always said, she's like, hey, you need to start like, reaching out more, like start talking to people and making sure everybody's okay. I'm like, yeah, knowing that me personally, I'm a very private person, but at the same time, because of what I do outside of the home, I can't afford to be private. So it's like, okay, if I reach out to people, say, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? This, that, the third. It helps me to break out of my shell or out of my comfort zone. And I think this goes back. I think Elle said this. I think you said this. I think it was sometime last year. You're like, get comfortable being uncomfortable,
Yeah.
or something along those lines. You said that last year, and this current year, I'm experiencing that a lot. So thank
Mhm.
you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Where do I begin? I'm tired of this weather, but I'm glad the snow is over for the most part. Um, I'm ready to get in my garden. So ready to get in my garden. I'm so ready to get into my garden. It's been looking at it, seeing all the dead leaves that's in there and trying to spruce it up, but so ready to get back in my garden. And um actually I would like to set up like a weekly date for myself to go to the gun range,
Okay.
and just continue to get consistent. And I can continue to study, train as far as self defense goes, as far especially when it comes to concealed carry too as well, and basically um, training myself to deal with situations if I had to pull out my firearm. How can I do that to not only for me to be safe, but to protect those that are around me that are connected to me, and make sure that um, everything works out. So kudos to that there. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, and it's a journey in itself. It is a whole journey in itself, and even if it's just taking one leap at a time, taking one step at a time, taking one whatever at a time, it's going to work itself out. It is definitely going to work itself out.
Okay.
And and there's one other thing I was going to say too. So again, talking to the missus, and we're talking about getting healthy and all this other good stuff. So like, you know what? I am going to go to the gym, and I'm going to sign up for Planet Fitness because that's next to the YMCA. Planet Fitness is probably the one gym I would not mind going to on a daily, weekly basis. And even then, talking to my dad Sunday because his birthday passed. His birthday was Sunday, so talking to my daddy, he was like, yeah, he's like, make sure you schedule your appointment with your doctor, so that way, if you have any health issues or whatever that is going on, especially in our family, that you can detect it early and be in the best position to fight it off or ward it off or do whatever you need to do. And so I know I got to set my appointment tomorrow as far as seeing when they have any openings just for a routine checkup. I've been fairly good at keeping up with that every 3 6 months. I do it every 3 months just because I just want to know where I'm at
Mhm.
and where I need to go as far as what I need to do to make sure I stay healthy.
Yeah. No, that's good. Wait, so you get checkups every 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, yeah. And for my doctors, they're really really good. Like they monitor everything. I have my chart on this app called My Chart, so it tracks everything as far as what I'm going through, and it just keeps a really nice log about me and my health. And so that way, if my primary doctor is not there, then whoever else is underneath my primary doctor, they can step in, look at my chart, walk me through what's going on, and pretty much just help me to be a better version. Again, thank you, L. So it's a like I said before, it's a journey. It is a total journey in its own right. Total journey in its own right. But it's the one journey that I highly recommend that if you can get on it, get on it.
Yeah. No, because it's the one that like has the best return on investment. It's the one that follows you the most throughout your life is definitely your health. Like what Gil was saying, health is everything because it's true. If you if you listen to any um what's it called? Like any entrepreneur or professional or anything, they always talk about health because you need to be healthy just to, function. You can't expect to run a business, run a household, be a, like a good and positive role model, good or positive partner, in a capacity if if you're not healthy. And it's not like you need to be perfectly healthy to the utmost degree. You just need to be you need to get your blood pumping, you need to get your heart pumping to, you know, to some capacity either every day or, you know, 4 to 5 days a week. I've started to really enjoy working out, even though I haven't been as consistent as I'd like to be because I've been, it's just up to me to hold myself accountable. You know, like I connect with my trainer via Zoom twice a month, but it's not quite the same because now I'm just holding myself accountable. He doesn't come to the gym with me, which is annoying, but whatever,
Mm,
it's working for me. I feel like it's a good way to kind of break me off, and try to really just be accountable for my own self because that's what I'm gonna have to do at the end of the day anyway. Um, but what was it yesterday? I went for a 2 mile walk run where I walk 2 minutes and then run for a minute. And, that's just a great way of just getting the heart pumping. And it's a really great source of cardio. And that could just be your whole workout. You do it for 2, 3 miles. It's just super easy, but it feels nice because you're outside. You got the sun on you. Well, I do. Y'all are in cold, but so it was just like it was just really nice to just actually get outside and like do something because I just always feel better when I'm like outside. I heard a great quote from Michael J. White on the importance of protecting your health. I guess that's a quote. Health dictates time, and time is the most valuable resource anyone can have. Absolutely, yes, that is important. Like, time is the most valuable for sure. Time is. Better you is better for everyone. Like the reason why, absolutely. Like the reason why, like these social media sites, are like really trying to get your time is because time is the most valuable resource. Like, and of course, us here at the Melanated Council, like above all else, like, we really appreciate you all taking the time out to like, watch us and hang out with us every Tuesday night. Like I'm glad that you guys see this as just, a break in your week, just a nice little chill time. And I hope that, you see it as like a positive, beneficial time, like that's why, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but, I kind of like keeping the topics light sometimes, like just to kind of have something positive because life's hard, like everybody's talking about why, I don't know, women are living life incorrectly or some crap. And it's like, or why men aren't men, even though they're clearly men. But it's just like, it's like, let's just, chill. Talk about like other important things and just, talk about what's going on in your lives because, we definitely care. And, so like we really appreciate you all. Like we see you all as like our family and not in like that weird corporate creepy way. We're not gonna like throw like a pizza party for you to stay extra hours sort of thing.
I mean, that'd be the worst thing though.
No, I mean like that would, like we would have to, like send everybody separate pizza pies. So
yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's doable, but like that would like that would be hard.
Right.
But
it also depends
it would be. Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, that's really heartwarming to hear, for real.
Yes, and that positive. That's good.
I want to take it back off that. Oh, so yes, this pizza party thing. Well, let me not even get on that right now. I was gonna piggyback off Gail's thing because I do know someone some weeks ago mentioned, probably Chad, Rockies. There's the general sentiment that like it's a nice break in the week where you guys can look forward to it, disrupt the rhythm a little bit, and I was really like, honestly, it's very humbling, very honored to hear that that it's like, yep, this is pinned. This is something I'm really looking forward to. Awesome.
Yeah,
as for the pizza party, well, what can we do for year 3? I mean, stay tuned, I guess. You guys just keep coming. Joke, that's more of a joke, but I mean, they do have these virtual paint and sips, right? Where people can basically send the art stuff and you have your own bottles, or people have like these virtual wine tastings. So I don't know. Maybe we all need to order pizza or something one day relevant to the topic. But anyway, I'm just talking. Don't mind me.
I mean, if you got the money for that, Toby.
Well, I'm not saying I can sponsor that. I don't know about sponsoring all that. Maybe we could have a budget version. Maybe get some Little Caesars. We all drive and pick up some Little Caesars beforehand. I'm just.
Whoa. Time out. What you know about Little Caesars?
Oh, in Maryland, they actually have it up here too, but I've never had it in Boston.
Wow.
But in Maryland, my brother, whenever I would host like parties at my place, like high school, just a few friends over type thing, my brother usually would be the one who was tasked to go drive. I mean, I didn't even have my license, but also I was planning, so I had to kind of be home to make sure everyone, I could get my guests. But my brother usually would go pick up Little Caesars, And I remember like you can't, there's no delivery. I mean, now I'm sure with DoorDash and like Uber Eats it's different, but like there was no like delivery. That was a big thing. I mean, it was super cheap, maybe a box for $6, but like I was just like, dang, this is tragic. You can't freaking deliver this. But now I'm like, yeah, you know what? And then surprisingly, why haven't I gone a little? You know what? We're on to something, because why haven't I been going to find the closest Little Caesars and picking up food? And these times, in this economy, like, Little Caesars is about to save my life.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, you mess around. So if you mess around and get a box of Little Caesars, I will literally run around the corner from my house. I will give me some Little Caesars and I will eat with you.
All right. Bet.
I would do it. I will do it.
Are you saying that as shade towards Little Caesars, or that like that we just don't have a lot of pizza? Because I don't know. Boston, I would say is not the craziest with pizza, unless you have like a random Italian spot that also sells like ziti and whatever. Actually, I am in a pizza wasteland because I can't get Papa John's delivered to me. I have to go to Nashua, New Hampshire, which is too far. I can't get, even when I lived in Lowell, there was a Pizza Hut in Lowell that didn't deliver to me. I was like, what the heck? It wasn't in the same part of the town, but like it couldn't have been like more than a 10-minute drive. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's some bougie pizza.
What's wrong with you guys? And Domino's, Domino's for me, I'm okay with Domino's, but I don't think I tried ordering from them, but I'm pretty sure they're not close enough either. So I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? Now, when I lived in upstate New York, it was a little different. Pizza was kind of like the thing, even in upstate. Mm-hmm. So I think Hillary Clinton's favorite pizza, this place called DeFazio's in Troy, New York, which is where I went to grad school. It happened to be there. I was like, yeah, Hillary Clinton said it's her favorite. And there was like a picture of her. I was like, wow. New York doesn't play with their pizza, even outside of New York City. A better pizza place than Caesar's. Ha 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 ha.
I never tried any pizza when I was in New Jersey. Well, like I was only in New Jersey for like a week, but that would have been a good idea.
I'll put it to you like this: there was a pizza joint in Colorado Springs that I would swear by. It beats Papa John's, any like big chain pizza place. Yeah, nah, it'll beat it by far. It'll beat it by far. It's called Fat Boys Pizza and Subs. Oh my gosh, we would mess around and like we'll get their overly humongous Philly cheesesteak pizza. And the way how they cut it, it was like cut up in like rectangles and triangles, so that everybody was able to get at least like 10 pieces of pizza to themselves, and that was only half of it, and we still had the other half.
The finger. You only have the other half, and we only have the first half of the story. Look at that.
Now, I did want to mention when you were talking about Little Caesars, like in college, there was like this thing that me and my friends would do where, like, we would order in a pizza like for pickup, and then they'd be like, "Okay, we'll be ready in 10 minutes," blah blah blah, and then we'd show up probably like 20 minutes later, and like somebody else would come in and be like, "Hey, was there any pizzas that were ordered that nobody picked up, so we can get the pizza for cheaper?"
Okay.
Yeah. So we did that like a few times. I was like, that's not okay. Because we're broke college kids. I mean, you can't do pineapple. Not with that attitude, you can't.
Yeah, what she said. I've been like indifferent. Like I would say I like pineapple on pizza, but I'm not crazy. Like those big fights, I'm just like, all right, you guys, I get it. You like or don't like it, but like, wow. I think it's when people come at it with such harsh energy that I'm like, wait a second, let's not trash it. But I'm also not gonna like I'm also not gonna like force people to like. I'm not gonna evangelize pineapple on pizza, basically.
Right, yeah. Like there's other hills, there's better hills to die on. But like, oh my goodness, like it was so annoying on dating apps when guys would, like on Hinge, I think they'd be like, because Hinge will give you like question or prompts, and then like the person responds. So daters would like see what the user responded with. So one question that always had like the same freaking answer from like 90% of guys was like, let's debate this topic, pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, that's already knew exactly where this was gonna
Like,
go.
oh, okay, so you haven't had an original thought since 2012.
Oh, tragic.
Wonderful. Like, these are the things you talk about. Or it's like, I'm new to this dating app. Okay, who the hell cares? It's like, I'm not good at using this. That's not my job to fix you. What do you like? Why are you saying this? Sorry, I could go on. Oh God.
Less is like not pleasant memories, clearly for L. Well, the guys were consistent at least, so you got to give that to
them. Good one. That was good, Toby.
Back in my day, I used Google Wallet to save money on pizza and movies. Wow. For some reason, I want to charge some pizza places. Here's the whole amount.
That's interesting. What kind of like hack is that? I do know one thing I am kind of consistent on, but I'll shelve that one for a second. Chad, your thing that you said, I thought something in my head when you said I'm not good at using this, and I was like, well, if he's not good at using this, what else is he not good at? But I was like, I'm not gonna go there. And so Chad, thank you. I love it when people in the chat can like voice the things that I decided not to say.
Watch the whole movie for 25 cents. Charge hole. That's so funny.
What? Okay, I thought you were gonna say like it was like maybe I don't know how much are tickets. 13.
They didn't like tax him or something. Like that's
right.
What I
didn't tax or didn't add processing fees or something.
Right.
Wow. Can I use Google Wallet to buy something on Ticketmaster, please? Which, speaking of Beyonce tickets, I got a link because I did pre-register like a few weeks ago, and I got a link on Saturday. But I was like, do I want to buy a ticket and then not even be in Boston for this? Probably not. It was on a Tuesday, guys. It was on a Tuesday, August 1st. So I was like, not only is this concert on a Tuesday night, which I mean, I'm sure you guys would forgive me, but still, the concert was on Tuesday night. Will you say?
I'm an L. I'm an L.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't forgive me because you would want to be there too.
It might be like my birthday. Well, the whole month is my birthday.
Oh, that is your birth month.
Away.
I see. Well, listen, I'll be thinking of you in spirit when one of the songs comes on. I'll be like, yes, L energy. I don't know. I'll just be like, I'm gonna channel my inner L when I'm hearing this. And then the other thing was it wasn't even in Boston, it's in Foxborough, which is where the Patriots play. Foxborough is not close to Boston, for those who don't know. I've never been there, but I know it's like at least probably like 45 minutes away because it's going closer to like Rhode Island. So I'm like, it's on a Tuesday night, like 8 p.m. or 7 after work, an hour from Boston during the week. I would have to fly up. This is assuming I do go to Maryland. So I was like, everything is working against this. The only good thing about it was the price because it was a pre-sale ticket. So the not so great seats were only like 160, 180. I was like, oh, this is actually really good considering these tickets have had horrific prices. Like people talk about thousands of dollars. Well, that might be for meet and greet, but still 180. I was like, I could get this. Even a better seat would have been in the 200s. I was like, okay, for Beyonce, that's pretty reasonable. And you can do like Klarna or whatever those like, pay now type of things, pay later things.
Oh, it was Beyonce. No, I forgive you.
Wait. Oh, you didn't catch that this was for the Beyonce concert?
No, I just thought it was like I You just said it was a concert. My bad. I didn't catch that.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, that's why I was setting it up to be like. That's why you guys would probably forgive me because it was Beyonce on Tuesday night. So I was saying that I did a pre-sale ticket and I got the link.
Oh,
I registered like weeks ago, became like a verified person on Ticketmaster, did all that, and then I got texted like, this is your time to go in the queue. I went in. The queue was not even long. It was kind of a cool interface. I was like, I wonder who programmed this. But yeah, I was like, Beyonce's going to be in Maryland literally like the week after or days after. But the prices are more because that ticket already dropped weeks ago. So those tickets are resale tickets. So I'm like, dang, these pre-sale tickets are cheaper, but like, anyway.
I mean, you could just fly in. You probably have like friends who might be going. Like, I mean, it's August. That's worth flying into, like a concert. Like I was thinking about, so I forgot who's like going to be touring. I think it's like Blink-182 or something.
Oh, I did hear that they had a big
tour. And I was like, I feel like it would just be like I saw that they were like in Seattle and stuff like that. I was like, I feel like that would just be kind of fun. Like I have like a friend in Seattle. Like it'd be like a reason for me to go there. Like, this was like, I don't know, like probably like 2 months ago. I totally forget.
Yeah, those things are just like, I might do this and then life. Yeah. But yeah, no, Chad and Rocky. Wait, so is it because I'm channeling my L, like my inner L when I'm at this concert? Is that what this is about? She's a friend like you. Oh God.
Oh, you gotta post these comments, L. You gotta post these comments.
You can see this. Like my thing just like didn't. That was a day.
Oh man, they're rich. Oh, they're rich.
Oh wait, sorry, I didn't let me. Oh, yeah. She's a friend like you. It's not her spirit breaking. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Man,
she's a friend like you. Oh my goodness. If you had to ask who's L, then you just took an L.
Yeah.
I mean, got a point.
You probably see the fact Beyonce's first pretty soon next Rihanna. Yeah, I think the only time you're gonna see Rihanna was at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I feel like her performing at the Super Bowl was so random.
Yeah, I don't remember when I heard about it, but I was like, oh, I forgot it was happening. And someone was like, oh yeah, Beyonce or Super Bowl watch party. If you were going to be here for the whole thing or just to see Rihanna, either way, you're welcome. I was like, oh yeah, Rihanna is performing at this, isn't she? And I missed the show because I was driving from one day party, but I was leaving to go to another one because I was like, I want to go to this other. It wasn't a day party; it was just like literally a watch party, free at like an actual bar. The other one was an actual day party I paid for, so I kind of stayed as long as I could. But I was like, okay, I have to leave because they were supposed to end at like 8. And I was like, but they kept going after 8, and I was like, crap, it's like almost 8:30. The show's gonna start. Because they were like, yeah, the DJ was like, we are gonna be here for the watch or for the Rihanna halftime show. But at that point, there weren't even that many people left at the day party. Some people weren't even really paying attention to the game, and I was like, okay, I really need to go to the watch party, which was only like 10 minutes away because I was in Boston already. But it was still annoying because I was like, when I got there, found parking, got in, the show was done. So I was like, well, I just missed the entire thing. And apparently a lot of people started leaving after that, which was fine because I saw a lot of people I knew anyway. And I got to reconnect with some people. But I was just like, really? I didn't even get my one chance to see, well, not like it was in person, but still like a live performance of Rihanna. Like, there was my chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you could have been where A$AP Rocky is now.
Maybe I could have been this whole start to my future story. Yeah, Chad, I've heard some people say, well, first of all, oh my gosh, I don't even think this came up from last week's stream, but obviously RIP, sorry, I know things did not go how you wanted. I wanted the Eagles to win too, so I'm here with you in spirit. But But yeah, I heard the show was kind of like okay. Like people were like she didn't give the energy that she needed to give. Blah blah blah. I love how you said mid. It's mid.
It was just so. But like, I don't know, she's also pregnant,
Yeah.
so
Thank you,
Yeah.
Al. I was gonna say that, like, she has a whole human being growing in her stomach. Like, she's not gonna be moving and doing all kind of weird stuff. She's pregnant. Like, come on, cut her a break.
I know.
Whole pregnant, not half pregnant. She's whole pregnant. Has a
Right.
whole baby in her belly. Like, come on now.
I know. I don't know. Like I still enjoyed it. Like I thought it was fun. Like I really enjoyed like the backup dancers. Like there was just so many. And I heard about like the conspiracy theories behind it. Like how like Rihanna was supposed to be the egg and the white dress dance was supposed to be the sperm. And it's like you notice that none of them touch her. Like I don't know, do people normally touch Rihanna? Like would you? I wouldn't. I'd be like way too scared to.
I'm so done.
I'm
done.
I saw memes that were like ASAP Rocky's sperm or like sperm or us versus ASAP Rocky's sperm, but I didn't realize like I never saw the whole thing to like put it together like her outfit and what is going on with the dancers. But I see, wow. I see the way Rihanna sees Drake. Yes.
Rihanna sees Drake. Oh man. I mean, like, you know, RIP to all of Rihanna's exes. Like, I don't know how I'd feel if like my ex just became a billionaire. Like, some people are like, oh, you know, what, like Rihanna and Chris Brown, it was so long ago, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you see how Chris Brown's acting? Chris Brown's still running around acting like a baby. like, just like someone who clearly needs something, like therapy and all sorts of shit. And then, yeah, and like, I don't know. I just think I don't know. Maybe it's because like, you know, Rihanna's also from the Caribbean, so I just feel like a little bit more connection. Like there's a little bit more love. It's like leaves him, then like I don't know, 15 years later, so becomes a billionaire.
Right.
Like she just saw that path and just you know honed in and just took it, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
For real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually cool with my accent. I don't know if I'll get a few millions. But it would still seem like crazy. Like I don't know. Like this is gonna sound weird. But even like when I went viral from my Twitter, like from my tweet like a few years ago, I didn't think about this immediately. I'm not that crazy, but I'm still crazy. Like probably like a year or so later, I was thinking like, I wonder if like the guys that I've dated or the guys that I've slept with, like what they thought. You know? Like you haven't like you haven't like probably like seen me or heard from me in a long time, and then I'm just all up in your face for like a month. So yeah, even one of my friends, like you know, after I went viral, like he texted me saying like, oh yeah, one of my friends came up to me and showed me like the, you know, your tweet, blah blah blah. My friend was like, yeah, this seems like something that you know that you would like, meaning him. And I was like, oh, that's funny. That's really cool. And it's like, yeah. And little did they know that I wanted to sleep with you. I was like, yeah, that is. You did want to sleep with me.
Wait, I'm hold on.
Toby, don't worry. Toby, nope. Just let it ride. Let it ride.
No, because I
Let
feel
it
like I
ride.
missed the person who's talking about themselves in the third person, or they're talking about, or maybe I just didn't understand the like phrasing.
I was speaking as him.
Okay, so he was saying that he showed the tweet to you.
No, his friend showed the tweet to him. And then he
Oh,
told me that his friend showed him that.
okay.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I
little
was
did I
like,
know.
little did my friend know. Here was someone I wanted to sleep with you. He said something like that. I was like, yeah, you did. Man, I don't know. You'll never know what people are thinking.
Some days I don't want to know.
I
I'm
know.
okay not.
Yeah.
I'm okay not. I am definitely okay. I'm like, yep, because if you think some ill will stuff, I don't know. I might have to. I might have to punch you. I don't know. I might have to. Just like, why? You could have thought something totally else. Man, you could have said like, hey, I wonder if Ron is, I don't know, freezing. I would take that. That's okay. It's cold in Michigan. Yes. Let's see.
Make it to the league.
Why?
Yeah. No, I do feel you on that one though, Gil. Like people's thoughts, opinions. I mean, in some ways I'm just like, whatever. In some ways that could be really good, but other ways it's like, dang.
The toy monkey symbols several times.
Mm-mm.
That sounds blissful, actually. Oh man. Yeah. Do any of you have anything to add regarding consistency, staying consistent? 'Cause I feel like we all kind of spoke about it, which is a first.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
Oh,
was an hour in, and we were possibly not on topic, but we had already touched the topic. I was like, wait a second, we didn't start the topic at an hour. That's crazy.
I guess, I guess we kind of like spoke about it. Like,
Yeah, I think. Well, so we talked about some things that I guess we were consistent about. Strategies, I guess, maybe for how to stay consistent.
yes.
It's that because part of that too is like how when because to link it back to last week and yeah, because that was basically our first episode where we were like, hey, we want to talk about overall leveling up, getting good. So when you start, that's the very difficult time. Like, how do you start? Starting on your self improvement journey or getting good is difficult. Then how do you stay consistent? Um, so I guess in that context, like when there was something that you wanted to start on, and then you struggled with being consistent, like how are you able to maybe find a way maybe like some of the technical like techniques or maybe I don't know, it could be anything, but like I guess I'm thinking of it in terms of like process, like what is the thing that helps staying consistent? Is it like a fear? Is it a reward? Is it, I mean, very simplistic how I'm kind of saying it, but to get some help at least. I mean, Rocky, that's true. That's
I don't know. Rocky's a better person than I am. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Shots fired.
yeah, but like what helps me stay consistent? I guess like oddly enough, knowing that it's going to like not be great sometimes, like knowing that it's gonna like suck. Um, like there's moments where, like you have like that burst of motivation, that burst of energy of, wanting to do something, whether it's like cleaning a whole bunch of stuff or like, I don't know, doing a podcast or something like that. Like what tends to help me is, like when I was doing stand up, for example, I I knew that there was a chance that I could fail. There was a chance where like no one would laugh. I knew that there was a chance. I knew that 100% of the time before going on stage, I was nervous out the wazoo. Like I was, like every single time, like why am I doing this sort of thing? And you just have to like kind of know and embrace like that sucky feeling. Like you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You got to know that you're going to be uncomfortable. That's just part of it. That's just part of the process. And I think that's just, something that, not everybody likes to hear. And I think, especially those of us who were like in like honors and AP courses in high school and were, like kind of had like a path in a way. Like I don't like bear with me, like where we just knew that we're gonna go to college, and like we had like that sort of thing. Like I feel like we sort of see things as like we initially kind of just saw life as like easy because it's like we already kind of like had that path. When in actuality, like after college, it's very like scary and daunting. Like we don't really know our path really. Like we always thought like we had things together. Like we just kind of did things that came easy to us because like school came easy to us. And then you have to sort of like make your way yourself. So we tend to not stay consistent with things because it gets hard. Like if you try to like, start playing the ukulele or something, because school came easy to you because, math and calculus were nothing because like science was easy peasy and like it was hard for other people. I guess we like sort of had like that belief where like, oh, this life shit's easy, but it's not. And so I think we have like this. I think we sort of lied to ourselves thinking that things are going to be easy. Because I guess like just regular learning was easy to us. But when it's actually like doing something and applying those skills and like, especially when it's something just completely different, it's, we tend to just give up on it easier. I feel. I mean, I could be wrong, but like when you're trying to get to the next level, when you're trying to do something, like it's very pertinent to know that it's not going to be great all the time, but it's also good to have friends near you who are seeing what you're doing. It's good to have accountability partners, people who hold you accountable. Because when you say that you're going to do something and then you don't do it, and then that person asks you about it, it's very embarrassing. I've been there way too many times. And like, I think I mentioned this on my podcast. It was episode 10, where a friend that I worked with back in 2014, I was talking about doing a podcast. This was like damn near 10 years ago. And I don't know, like I guess like he crossed my mind and I was like, oh, let me see if I can email him and see like, catch up with him. This was like, I guess like early last year, the end of the year, I don't know. And then he emailed me asking me about like, oh, have you started your podcast? And I was like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing.
Excuse me.
But like a lot has just gone in, like a lot just has just passed and transpired through my life that I just felt like I gotta do this because this is something that's just been on my mind, and from doing stand up and improv and just like taking the time out to actually teach myself like better coding skills. I've realized that you just have to put the time in and embrace the suck, because it's going to suck sometimes, but know that there's a goal in mind, or know that there's like something that you're trying to achieve, and you just need to work towards that. So instead of thinking about it as like, I don't know, let's say like your goal is to be like director of like networking at your job, or director of database engineering. Instead of just thinking that, just think of like, okay, what are the steps that you need to take? It's like, okay, I need to be certified in database analytics. I need to be certified in MySQL, or like SQL servers. So if you start thinking about it in like little steps of what you need to do and what steps you need to take to get to that, to the big goal. If you're familiar with Jira, it's like tasks and stories and then epics. So you think about it like that, like into little tinier pieces, like they're easy, like these little goals and tasks and things are easier to achieve, and they do add up at the end. Like, I know I just went on like a weird, long, odd, swirly tangent. I was a little bit of sucking. Yeah, no, like, it's true. Like because we don't like the hard part.
All right.
Public service.
I can't. Exactly, Chad. I was like, not only did Rocky say what he said, then Elle says everyone likes the hard part. I was like, I wasn't gonna say anything, but that was too. The fact that both of you guys just right there.
Right, I get it, but
I couldn't. I absolutely could not.
You gotta stay consistent even with the innuendos. But like my trainer, like I know for a fact as of like right now, I don't think I will. Like I still like I feel like I'm still like on the fence of being like a gym health fitness person, because and like I think like how I've always visualized the fence, I thought like, oh, once I tip over to the fitness side, then I'll just be there, and just like in a snap I'll just be a gym rat, so to speak, or just be like cooking well and doing things and just being so on and just being like that badass that you see on Instagram. But in reality, the snapping, the falling over into the fence on that side, the fence is not just like a little like barbed wire or like, like a little iron wired fence. It's like the fence is like 30 miles wide, like and you're like slowly walking over that fence, and then you eventually fall over. The snapping of being like, that super awesome fitness person who's just constantly being consistent and just being on it, that snapping is like the slowest snap in history. Like, it's like, it just doesn't happen overnight, but like one day you're just that person. But it's like it's several levels of that person. Like, if I were to talk to myself like right before I started seeing my trainer, April 2021, like I was definitely on the side of the fence of someone who doesn't consistently work out, right? Like I'm just like, not a yeah, just not that person. I don't know what that person is called, but I was. But now I am someone who is more likely to consistently work out. If that makes like, I am not someone who is like on it. I may look like it, I may talk like it, I may act like it. I am not that person. Like I know myself like here I am just like I am still walking along that massive fence to get to the other side of that being that consistent badass fitness person. Seen such a big wall, it's fantastic. Exactly. That's the wall. That's the wall. It's a big, beautiful wall that that's really hard to get over.
Hey, metaphor.
Like, but yeah, like once you like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I guess like my advice, if you're asking for it, or if anyone wants to hear it, just know that it it really does take a long time. Like, but don't think of it in minutes. Like, don't measure it like, like in minutes or sunsets or daylights or cups of coffee. Like, just, like measure it in, just the moments rather than the actual like minutes. Because like when you look back, you realize just how far you've come, but you can't go anywhere unless you make that first step. And then you just have to keep on stepping.
Chad will pay for it. The Chads.
Yeah. Also, it's nice to incorporate it into like your lifestyle, whatever it is that you want to like change and become consistent at, rather than like finding like a due date. Because you tend to be more forgiving on yourself when it's just part of your life. Like I was saying, like this month for like fitness for me was just bad. But it wasn't, I have to also, give myself, forgiveness and grace to know that like, all right, Elle, you've come a long way, like a long way in terms of like your whole life. This is the first time in like your entire life where you've been like working out consistently for this long, It's not like I was an athlete before and then I stopped. Like, no, like this is the first time. So I have to give myself, like patience and grace and not be too hard on myself, because like I don't like, this isn't just, something I'm doing temporarily. Like this is part of my life. This is my lifestyle. So I just have to kind of, think of it in that regard, and just know that like if I fall off the wagon, I have to get back on the wagon. And I have, better tools to get on the wagon. It's not as difficult as it was before. I guess falling off the wagon doesn't hurt as much. But but yeah, that's my 2 cents.
No, I like the part. I think the part, because I remember you've talked about how like working out is something you particularly like to do, but like if you didn't say that, I would think that it's like, yeah, like that's a big thing. You got a personal trainer, you're boom, you're a workout girl. So I think that's even more impressive that like you have that sense of consistency and like doing what you need to do. I mean, paying money to have a personal trainer, I mean, that's no joke even in itself, right? So there's multiple kind of things that you have where it is part of your life, even if you don't quote unquote like it. And so when you first kind of started on that story, I did remember that. And I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah. No, it's true because, like, I also knew myself that I wasn't just because, like, I wanted to look hot before turning 30 and have a photo shoot. That's always been my plan, for years. But I I know myself, and I knew myself well enough to know that I wasn't just gonna, just up and start doing that. Like, there's no way in hell I would have done that.
right.
So I was like, I had to, take the L and find myself a personal trainer.
Yes.
One of them personal trainer person. That's funny. Somebody's impersonal.
Personally.
But yeah. So I guess like another thing is to like definitely like be honest with yourself of like where you are now and where you want to go and then how to get there. Because I believe like we all know, like it's like we all know like what we need to do, like we all at least have the tools to do the things that we pretty much like want to do. It's just like there's like another aspect of it's like why aren't we like we know what to do, we know how to do it, but we don't know why we're not.
Mm. That's an interesting way of putting it, yeah. What's keeping us stuck?
Right, absolutely. Successes and opportunities for improvement in all of our lives. It's just like, like why aren't we? I was actually listening to a podcast where like this woman was talking to. I love Stephen Bartlett. He's like this like millionaire from the UK. But like he has like the Diary of a CEO podcast. And I was listening. Yeah. Yeah, he's a cutie pie. And there was an episode that was like released recently, like talking to this woman about like food. He's been talking about like he's been putting like a lot of like food and health experts on lately because that's like something that he wants to improve on. And like the woman pretty much like I pretty much just quoted what the woman said. Like, I do want to listen to it again because she definitely worded it a hell of a lot better than I did. Where she was like, it's of course like you could always say like, oh, are you like, oh, instead of getting whole milk, why don't you get low fat milk and blah blah blah. Just do this. Just get 8 hours of sleep. Make sure you wake up early, go for a run. It's like, bitch, we know what to do. Like, we all know this. This isn't news. That's like telling someone who smokes cigarettes that cigarettes are bad for them. Like, everybody knows. Everybody knows that. This isn't news for anybody. It's just like why am I, binge eating at 2 a.m.? Why can't I why can't I just order water instead of a soda when I go out? Like, why is it that I need this thing? Like, why do I feel as though when I get rid of all the bad foods in my house, I go to Chili's and then order like a molten lava cake or something. And it's just like our relationship, with food and, this is like, so she was talking about food. Like this can go regarding like any aspect of our lives, what we're trying to, improve. But it's like, we know what to do. We know how to do it. It's just like, why aren't we? And, that's like, I guess, I don't know. I guess like her book, she helps people figure out the why or something. But I mean, the why is hard. Like, I ate a whole lot of chocolate today. I don't really know why. It was just in my house. I don't know. Ate a whole lot of chocolate. I mean, it was dark chocolate. It wasn't like the worst. But I shouldn't have, I don't really feel like I should have eaten all the chocolate, but I'm not sweating it too hard. It's not something I do often. I just bought a ton of chocolate because it was like around Valentine's Day, and my partner was coming over, so that's why there was so much chocolate. It was like, well, someone has to eat this chocolate.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Oh, QL's quality of life. Okay.
What?
No, I was reading Chad's comment. Over the whole point is overall QOL. I'd seen that before
Oh,
he posted, or like when he first put it, but I think I glazed over it. But now I get that. Yeah, I like that. Success.
yeah.
And
No, it was after Valentine's Day, Mr. Chad. Okay. I did buy some chocolate before Valentine's Day too, but I also bought the chocolate. I also bought a lot of chocolate after Valentine's Day.
boom.
Leave me alone. I buy chocolate whenever I want. Okay.
Boom.
I did buy like, it was from where was I? No, it was Whole Foods. It wasn't Trader Joe's. It was like Whole Foods. I bought the chocolates. I guess that's why I felt like the prices didn't even like really matter. But I bought like these weird chocolates from Whole Foods. Like I've just been delving into like different dark chocolates. Trader Joe's sells a lot of dark chocolates for some reason. I know.
Yeah, Trader Joe's. That is actually where I found like some of those like chocolate, caffeine, like almost like it was either like blueberry, chocolate, caffeine thingies. Like I would see all these things from Trader Joe's. I was like, whoa, you guys are really in on the chocolate, the dark chocolate, the caffeine, but like healthier fruit mix. I don't know. I was like, wow, this is like stuff I never would have thought I would have ever needed or seen. But yeah.
Ooh, I could imagine blueberry and chocolate would taste good. I love Ghirardelli's like dark chocolate raspberry. It's really good.
Interesting.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about. Well, I think I have seen those type of like chocolate fruit mixes. I think I didn't used to like them, especially like if they had like the gushy, like fruity type of thing in the middle, and it was like chocolate. I was like, oh my gosh! But I feel like now I would like something like that a bit more. I'm trying to remember when I had something that was like that, where it's like you said, raspberry or something, some cherry or something in the middle. Yeah, chocolate covered espresso beans. I think that's basically what the thing I remember was, Chad. And I was like, this is interesting. And I never really definitely never drank espresso. If I drank coffee, it wasn't really for the caffeine. It's just because it's at an event and they have cookies and chocolate or coffee. So here we are. So seeing that, I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like, I guess it's a way that I could stomach taking an espresso or something, but I don't know. IDK. Personal trait. I think there was something that I was thinking of that I was gonna piggyback off what you said, Elle, with oh yeah. So I guess there is a thing that like it's not really consistent, but it's something I'm doing more. I did buy groceries for like I think 2 weeks ago. It was a lot. Like I bought a lot of stuff, but also like things are a bit more expensive because I haven't been grocery shopping for real. I think last time I really bought anything that resembled groceries had to have been July or June of last year. So I feel like I just have been like surviving in other ways. And so, one thing, and I think I mentioned before, is that my job was giving free food since like April of the pandemic. And I wasn't taking advantage of it until like June. Not really consistently until like July, August of 2020. So, we had a good run while it lasted, but they were like, they had to shut down the program. So now it's back to paying for food at the cafe, which I've done just a few times, but I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, I can't. So I found other ways of like surviving and getting sustenance. I was not cooking. It was a funk. Like January was a weird month. I would say, especially when I came back from Maryland on the MLK weekend, and just trying to figure out like, where do I go from here? Like, how do I survive? Because I didn't have the bandwidth at that point to like get food. groceries and cook. I also was in a bit of a funk. It was just weird, like things in my apartment and just whatever. I was just like, I don't know what I'm really gonna do. At one point, I was consistent. This is really terrible, but like after I went to work, I was in this app. Were you about to say something?
Oh no, I was just listening.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought. There was something like I was using the McDonald's app because I don't really eat I don't eat McDonald's and I don't really eat a lot of fast food as much as I used to. But like, you know, these apps do have some pretty good rewards, and I was like, dang, there was like get a free spicy chicken sandwich with any purchase, or get any chicken sandwich, which normally would easily cost $4 or something, maybe even $5. So I would buy like large fries, not fries, a McChicken, which is like $2.19, and then I get a free chicken sandwich. And then there's another deal which you can only use like them 15 minutes apart, which I've never tried that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, wait for this deal to refresh, and then that was like get large fries when they purchase. So then I would get like a McChicken and get large fries, and then I'm like, I paid like what, probably like less, like around $5-ish, and got 4 things. So I did that like a few times, but I was like, I can't do this. This is so terrible for me. And so I bought groceries a few weeks ago, which was nice. It was a lot of groceries. Like I was like, dang, this is why I don't go grocery shopping, because this is a lot. But it was good, like, you know, to have some stuff, like even just bananas that I can quickly eat. And getting like, you know, have some blueberries that I'm working on. I got a bunch of meat that, you know, I have to figure out, because I had bought meat before, even a year ago, like I should say last summer, which I definitely did not use. So I had it in the freezer. So I have to figure out how to use that meat. But I bought some meat that's more readily usable, like chicken breast, stir fries that I can quickly make some fried rice with, which I haven't made a fried rice since like last summer, my infamous fried rice. So I'm going to get back on that. But, you know, I made spaghetti. It was like Saturday. I don't think it was Saturday. I think it was Friday. I might have made spaghetti and sauce. I think it was Friday. It was someday over the weekend. And so the point is that like I was like, okay, this is good. Baby steps. Spaghetti and sauce is extremely easy to make, but I haven't made that in a long time. Fried rice, it's a little more involved, but it's still a relatively simple dish. You just have to prepare everything, which, you know, oh yeah, and boil the rice. I'm like, which isn't hard, but it's just like crap. Like I already mentally psyched myself out. But I think like I'm gonna get more in a rhythm and try to like cook a bit more. So I'm like trying to get back into that, which is kind of like the last thing I really like thought of, which is how I felt like everything was starting to converge a little bit more, because, you know, there's also like some things financially that I was trying to take care of a bit more and being a little more responsible about. And so I think I can't exactly say how, like what the how is and what that step is, to like get myself to like cook more. I mean, I even boiled spaghetti like in the middle, like because I ran out of spaghetti like maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, but I still had a little bit leftover sauce, so I basically boiled more spaghetti today, even in the middle of the day after a meeting. I was like, oh, this is different. Couldn't have made much more than that, but if I can just try to find like good times and force myself to cook. One thing I posted, this is my last thing, but one thing I know I posted on, because Instagram has those like weird notes, the note feature. And this one actually resonated with a lot of people, but I posted this maybe like end of last week. So it could have been Friday, maybe Thursday, I don't know. But I just remember posting, I miss like cooking with people. Like I think I was like, I need to have a group cooking sesh. I miss that or something. But I was like, I need to have a group cooking session because, excuse me, there were times like, you know, I joke about all my friends, my female friends who were cooking for me, but really like it was a team effort. Like I had people come over. Honestly, a lot of times they would do the work, but like I would, you know, obviously set the place and maybe get some groceries to use. And it was fun. Like it was a nice team effort. I mean, there were also guys involved too. Like there was a guy and a girl who cooked, both of them whose birthday was around the same time in September. And they kind of made like a meal at my place around that time. Both of them are Kenyan, so you know, food was really on point. But like, I was like, I need to have something like this. And I remember the comments I got, like to that note. I mean, a bunch of people responded, and they're like, "Yeah, this." Like, one friend of mine was like, "S tier," which I feel like is such a Naruto reference, or some kind of like anime-esque thing. She was like, it's such an S. She was like, what did she say? She was like, cooking foods with friends is an S tier idea or an S tier like activity or something. Because she actually did. She used to be my roommate when I was in grad school for 1 year. You know, she was involved in the Black Engineers and everything. We reconnected a year ago because she works in California, and that's where I went to Anaheim March of last year. And so we caught up then. Just didn't even know we were going to see each other, which is crazy. So I feel like every now and then we'll like message on Instagram or whatever. And so she was like, yo, if we lived in the same city, we totally could do this. And I was like, yeah, that would be so dope. Because even when we roomed together, we didn't cook together. And so I don't know. It's just like, man, that's an idea a lot of people liked. And I've been like kind of trying to pitch it more to people. Like, I'm like, yo, just come to my place. Let's cook, because I don't have the motivation to do it right now. Or I am getting more motivation, but it would be so much better if like multiple people come. And there's people who've like thought about it. Like there's people who've mentioned it even around New Year's, around like holidays. So I feel like I just have to kind of nudge them again and be like, yo. But I don't know. People have been busy. Not everyone's been consistent. I've definitely not been as consistent with messaging people about it. But I think that's another thing. Kind of like Gil, what you're saying. Like you talk to your creator friends every day, and having that system where you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna message someone or do something that's going to kind of like, if maybe not snap me out of a funk, but at least get me going more. Like, even if someone doesn't physically come over and cook, you could talk about like, what are you thinking of making? And I do have a friend who did something like that where, the friend was in Philly. My friend was here in Boston area. The other guy, we all went to the same school when I went to grad school. So the guy was in Philly or so, and they were having like a virtual cooking session. And I was like, that's actually a really good idea. To like, have like some recipe that you're both trying to try or whatever, and you guys are basically just gonna like Zoom it. I mean, this literally was like in the past few years. So even if not for being in different cities, it was the pandemic. So, that's just kind of like some scattered thoughts that I had, because I think food and like not just like eating healthy, but like making things yourself, or at least being more intentional about food and stuff is a really important one. And I'll talk more about this in the next few weeks, because there's a very special day coming up. And one of the things that I've been doing is on this special day, or I should say around it, I get free food rewards from different restaurants. And so I'll go through all my apps and be like, oh, you have a free dessert for this, or you have like a free burger for Red Robin, or you have a free whatever. And I started doing that in 2020, because I don't think I did it in 2021. Which was right, in the middle of the pandemic. But I signed up for all these like reward accounts, put in a certain date that you guys can probably guess, and then once that date comes around, they populate your accounts with free whatever, and which surprisingly I've not been seeing from the last time I checked a week ago or so. So anyway, I've gone way over, but like I will say that is something I am consistent with. I will use the heck out of some birthday rewards. That is one thing I'm gonna do. So I just need to be consistent in other ways when it comes to food.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
I take over the cat, Toby. It's okay, Chad. This meat has been frozen very promptly. Well, within a few days, but well within the like what does it say? Use or freeze by this date. Well before that date, I put in the food in the freezer. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Bang, no, I have not.
Going over to Toby's and having some questionable meat. But
listen. No, actually no.
well, this should go without question. It's getting late, and it's our time to tell y'all that we love y'all, and
Yes.
we gotta run. We got to go to sleep. We got bills to pay, and the best way to pay our bills is if we're healthy, because without health, there's nothing. And without health, we'll have more bills to pay. So, like, we need less bills. So we need more sleep.
Yeah.
As always, y'all,
Back.
we love you guys.
Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Indeed,
First,
indeed.
catch us in the Discord.
Hmm.
If what's his name, Marmo Tomagos.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, I remembered him randomly earlier. But Marmo Tamagos, we see you, quote unquote, in the back.
Yeah, if you're here, I don't know if you joined the Discord. He needs to do that.
Yes, join the Discord, please.
But as always, y'all, you can catch us in the Discord. You know, we're an active, lively bunch. We share, interesting, funny, thought-provoking, things that we find around the internet. But of course, stay tuned till next week. Join us next week where we'll have another awesome topic. And it'll be, the three of us, the same trio.
Hey.
Yeah. Might be a special guest. There might not. But if you'd like to guest star, of course, hit us up. Let us know.
Always.
And with that said, y'all have a great night. Y'all have a great evening. And we'll see you next week.
Yes. See you all. Thank you as always.
Yes. Thank you and love y'all.